Coming up today on Studio 13 Live, the Barbie movie making history over the weekend, the latest milestone that it reached.
Then author Kelsey Curtis is breaking down branding colors with us. What hues to use for your business when you want to make a statement.
And Fog Rose Atelier is giving us a taste of their unique drink and ice cream pairings, including their pho mocktail and sriracha ice cream. Studio 13 Live starts right now.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today. It's happening all around, like sunshine through the clouds. I'm gonna make your day.
Hey everybody, happy Monday. Look who's with me.
Look who's with me.
It looks like you were partying in Miami all white. I like it.
I'm just bringing the summer flair.
I like it. And okay, canvas shoes, but they are Jordans?
Jordan 3s. Yeah, my
Nice.
Jordan 3s, these are the muslin 3s, the type of canvas. That's what those are.
Beautiful. I thought they weren't Jordans, and then I was like, I should have known better.
They are
Oh my
Jordans.
goodness.
Thank you for noticing.
You're welcome.
I love your shoes as well.
They're just regular old shoes. Well, we had loads of fun celebrating Seafair weekend. Let's take a little look back. We had the show on location with, His Majesty King Neptune, who tells me his reign not over for the whole year. Is that right?
That's correct. The reign continues through June of next year when I reluctantly have to give the crown and the sword off to whoever the next king is going to be. Now, granted, I have made that job incredibly impossible for the next guy to take over.
You were and will continue to be a great king.
Thank
In
you.
fact, you made us duchesses.
That's correct.
So we appreciate. I feel very fancy about the whole thing, and we, met up with the pirates, your mortal enemies.
That's correct. My mortal enemies. I had knighted Brian as Duke of Weather, and then he goes off and hangs with the pirates, and I'm sorry, he relinquished his knighthood.
It made for a very dramatic portion of the episode. I feel like how very Game of Thrones of us.
That's right. How very Game of Thrones.
But you also did all sorts of stuff over the weekend.
It was to say it was a busy weekend was crazy. There you go. That was pretty much the last moment. Oh, there's my queen and Miss Seafair. You have Christy Brown. You have Savannah Parker. This right here was aboard the USS Barry. The crew. They were so hospitable. They were so great. Here we are taking a king selfie. They were so nice. We got to take a tour of the ship. I got to meet everybody. And because it was really the same servicemen and women bouncing from party to party, we got to know everybody. And it was just really cool. This guy bid at a charity auction that I did to be knighted. So yes, the knighthoods can be bought.
Oh, but
can be
for
purchased.
charity.
But here, look, here it is. Me meeting up at the end with the pirates. See, it's nothing but love and respect.
Yeah, you
between
really
the
turned
king
him around.
and the pirates. But it was a lot of fun. It really was. And to be king of Seafair was, like I've said 1,000 times, a humbling experience. But it was a whole lot of fun and a once-in-a-lifetime deal.
Beautiful. And you kept the sword for longer than some other people have, it turns out.
Apparently, the sword was delivered to random events wherever the king would show up to knight people. And the king was only responsible to show up with his crown. Well, I got the sword early on in my reign because I had some events and I wanted to bring my sword, and I never relinquished it. So Rich Gray, who was the previous king, showed up to the events over this past weekend, saw me with the sword. He says, "What are you doing with the sword?" I said, "Well, it's who I am." And I was then told that apparently it goes all the way back as far as any Seafair official can recall. No king has ever kept the sword.
Oops.
But I'm not going to relinquish it.
No. They'll find you.
As I don't believe I should.
You shouldn't.
Thank you.
Your Majesty, you
Thank
should not.
Thank you.
So let's talk about some other royalty, some movie royalty, okay? The Barbie movie officially passed the $1 billion mark at the global box office. It's the first American film directed by a woman to reach that milestone. Warner Brothers, which has been around since 1923, says no film ever in its catalog has sold so many tickets this fast, okay?
It's crazy.
It's wild.
It really is.
Yeah, and by the way, Barbie's friendly competitor, Oppenheimer, just passed the $500 million mark, making it the highest grossing film about World War II of all time. That's pretty specific.
I saw a meme that as they were approaching the $1 billion mark collectively, look at this is fantastic, the two movies, and the first comment was, you know that this isn't a joint effort, right? It's like you've got two movies. The best part of the whole Barbie phenomenon are the stories that are coming out of women that are dumping their boyfriends.
I love it.
Because they, after the 2.5 to 3 hour empowerment movie, they're looking at their boyfriends like, I can do better than you.
Okay, to be fair, it's usually asking the boyfriend, what did you think of the movie? And if they poo-poo the movie, they're like, oh, we cannot hang anymore.
Wow. Okay, for future reference, guys, if you've yet to go to the movie, you see the movie, and when the movie's over, your wife or your girlfriend asks, what did you think of the movie? It's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Okay.
You say, it was pretty good.
Unless you're looking to end the relationship, then say whatever you want, my friend.
Sure. Okay. So, look, we're going to stick with Barbie because Mattel is re-releasing Weird Barbie. Now, I didn't even know that this was a thing. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But Kate McKinnon, who, spoiler alert, plays a whacked-out version of Barbie in the movie, now has a model for Mattel's new version of Weird Barbie. Mattel debuted the creation on Instagram. Fans can pre-order the toy on Mattel's website through August 18th. When we saw the movie, I did not know. I really did. I thought it was just a bit for the movie.
No.
That Weird Barbie is an actual Barbie in the franchise.
Oh, in the franchise.
Well, I mean, right, but has there been a doll?
I don't know. I don't know if there has, but I know that I personally created my own Weird Barbie, as many young girls, I'm sure, did.
So that's what it is. So I want to make sure, but that's what that is.
Maybe, but it's now official. It's now going to be available for purchase. I might buy a Weird Barbie. That's pretty cool.
So the Kate McKinnon character was based upon what everybody did with their Barbies and would destroy them or draw on them and cut their hair, whatever, and that's okay.
Yeah, when you wanted to get artsy.
I thought there was a Weird Barbie character from the beginning.
I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. Well, you know, it's okay. It sounds like maybe you didn't have Barbies growing up.
I did not.
And you know, that's fine.
Okay.
But I certainly thought I was like a hairstylist, and it didn't turn out well for that Barbie. Sorry.
I've now been straightened out. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh my gosh. And listen to this. This is so cool. Okay, Simone Biles back on the mat. She competed over the weekend for the first time since the 2020 Olympic Games. She starred in the U.S. Classic, won all around, balance beam, and floor titles. And she had the highest score on vault. You love to see it. After competing, she actually posted on social media saying, quote, tears of joy as I make this comeback, surrounded by love that you've all shown. Thank you for believing in me. And you know, we've always known that she was a real boss, but I know she had the twisties, I think it's called, which really made it difficult for her to perform the last go around. So it sounds like she's fully back.
Yeah, I mean, when you have an athlete at that level that can take that kind of time off and then come back and dominate, do you feel bad for the other athletes?
A little bit, honestly.
Because it's like you had your window of opportunity. That window is now closed because she's back.
Yeah.
Crazy. Over this weekend, a pretty sweet moment. This was actually, I believe, on Thursday night at a Taylor Swift show in L.A., where Taylor gives her the 2022 hat to Kobe Bryant's daughter, Bianca, who was there with her mom and her two sisters. After the show, they got to spend some time backstage. Taylor and Kobe were pretty good friends, and this was kind of like a full circle moment. Taylor wrapped up the first stretch of her tour in LA this week before going international and then returning for more North American dates. This video, there is an angle of this from the other side of what we're seeing right now, but Taylor puts the hat on Bianca's head. She goes in for another kiss, and you see Bianca pull her in for another hug, and it's just the cutest thing. Some of the video that has been shown on some of the other things, back in 2015 or 16, when she was at the Staples Center, the then Staples Center, Kobe came out on stage and dropped the cover off of a banner that was hanging in the rafters for the number of consecutive sold-out shows by Taylor Swift. And so then all these years later, with Kobe unfortunately gone and Taylor there with his daughters and the hat and the hug and the kiss, and it was just the sweetest thing.
It was.
And regardless of how you feel about Taylor or the big fan or whatever, or Kobe, I got choked up watching it. It's really a really cool video, so you have to go see it again if you can find that other angle.
It's
when
very
you see
sweet.
Bianca pull her in for the other hug, it's just adorable.
And Taylor's like, yeah, girl, I'll give you a hug.
Absolutely, I'll give you whatever you want at this point.
Oh, my goodness. All right, well, from a sweet story to kind of a little bit of an eye roller, okay? Elon Musk says that his potential cage fight with Mark Zuckerberg will be live streamed on X, a.k.a. formerly known as Twitter.
Sure.
The two billionaires have talked about fighting each other on social media all the way since June. This started after reports about Facebook's competitor platform Threads coming to life, and Elon says the proceeds will be going to charity that will benefit veterans. No official date on this cage match yet, but I mean, could we be spending the money on helping the world is my question.
Well, if he's serious and the money's going to go to charity, then absolutely. Then the money's going to the right spot. If you were to put your money on anybody right now, knowing what you know right now, who's the money going on?
Well, Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
He does like jujitsu or something.
He does this as, sure, it's a hobby when you're a billionaire, but he does competitions and wins. This guy's a champion.
I know. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Musk recently said that he had some injuries that he might need surgery for. So already, it's not looking great. You know?
He's already making the excuses.
Best of luck to all.
Wow. Yeah, so it'll also be interesting to see, because remember when Threads was first launched for Instagram, which is Zuckerberg's company, because Meta owns that, that he was accusing Mark Zuckerberg of stealing the mold, if you will, for Threads from X, which is now Twitter. So you've got two billionaires having a spat, and we all get to watch. But I'm sorry, I think Zuckerberg's going to have the upper hand.
I know.
Because that's insane.
And I think Elon's taller, but I mean, Mark Zuckerberg can like dodge out of his way, or so. I'm already like figuring out how they're going to do this.
I'm looking forward to it, regardless.
It better happen, y'all.
Will you pay for the pay-per-view?
No, but I'll find a friend who will.
We're in the media. We can stream it somehow. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We'll get to it.
All right, coming up on Studio 13 Live, you will soon be able to hop on a real-life gravy boat. The details on this very unique roller coaster.
Up next, we will check in with TMZ, how Beyonce helped her fans get home after her concert, ended late due to a weather delay, and she covered the cost. It's coming up.
It is time to take a look at what is popping in celebrity news.
And for that, we're bringing in Fabian Garcia from TMZ. Multiple famous people standing behind Jamie Foxx after he apologized for a controversial post. So you got to tell us about it and give it to us a little bit slowly, because I tried to follow this over the weekend and got lost myself.
Yeah, this is a very nuanced story, and it's probably more complicated than I can really get into fully here, but I'll do my best. So basically, he posted something on Instagram a few days ago, and it said something to the effect of, "They killed Jesus Christ. What do you think they'll do to you? Hashtag fake friends, hashtag fake love." On its face, a lot of people took that first part as perhaps an anti-Semitic statement, kind of leans into the trope of Jews being responsible for the death of Jesus Christ, et cetera, et cetera. He got a lot of backlash. He eventually caved and apologized. Flash forward to this weekend, and a lot of celebrities came out in his defense saying he did not need to apologize and he shouldn't have apologized. And this kind of comes down to cultural differences. There's a lot of people on Twitter this weekend talking about this. I kind of got into the weeds of it. A lot of people are saying that what Jamie Foxx was saying was quite clear to a lot of people, including a lot of black people. He was referring to one singular person or perhaps a couple people that he feels betrayed him, kind of in the Judas sense, if you will. And this kind of boils down to AAVE. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what that is. It's African American Vernacular English. And a lot of people say that sometimes in the black community, they'll use they in a singular sense, and that's what he was doing. So to some people, it was quite clear what he was saying, but to others, they took offense to it. So it's a complicated, controversial story. He felt like he needed to apologize. There's a whole Jennifer Aniston angle to this too, because she was very quick she liked his post apparently, and then was very quick to distance herself from him, and a lot of people were dragging her as well. So, multi-layered story. We've covered it on the website and stuff, but that's essentially the gist of it here.
So definitely still very complicated.
Right,
we'll
yeah.
see how all that shakes out. In happier news, Beyonce paying out a lot of money to help some fans with transportation after a weather delay in D.C. over the weekend. So what happened here?
This one's a little more straightforward and lighter, I should say. So, yeah, she was performing last night in D.C. A ton of people were coming out. It got rained out. There was some storms in the area, and people had to shelter in place near the stadium, and I guess even at the train stations in the surrounding area for a couple hours. Eventually, they were able to go in, watch the show. It was still raining during the show, but she was able to perform. Because it kind of it kind of started a little bit late. They extended the train hours a little bit, running into the wee hours of the morning, and Beyonce and her touring company footed the bill for that. The word is that they spent at least $100,000 to keep those trains running late so people could get home. So that's kind of cool on Beyonce's part.
Absolutely. And, I'm sure we've all been to those large-scale concerts. It's always such a pain to get out of there. So I cannot imagine the stress of wondering how you're going to get home. This was a really good move by Beyonce.
That's the one time I'm going to have to agree with my co-host, Jody Brothers, on radio, because she leaves everything early.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So good on Beyonce for sure.
Absolutely. Fabian, thank you so much for joining us today.
For sure. Happy to do it.
Yeah, and don't forget, you can catch TMZ right here on Fox 13, weekdays at 7 p.m.
Coming up on Studio 13 Live, is it too early for pumpkin spice? One police department says yes. The fun way they're discouraging it. Coming up.
But first, who doesn't love a little gravy? We're telling you all about this gravy-themed roller coaster, perhaps a gravy train, where it's being built. Very good. Very good.
See what you did?
I'll be right back.
Hundreds of Freddie Mercury's items are hitting the auction block. Check this out. The items are currently on public display in London. Some of the items include his costumes, a handwritten draft of Bohemian Rhapsody, and his baby grand piano. The piano is expected to sell for nearly $4 million.
Wow.
It's going to sound just like any other piano, but it's Freddie's piano, so at $4 million. Ooh, look at that crown. That looks like my crown.
It does.
That is so cool.
So do you think you'd give this a shot? I know you were saying you like to try and bid on stuff sometimes.
I love bidding on celebrity type stuff. I love, and if you're a Star Trek Next Generation fan, the episode of The Inner Light when Picard's playing the flute, you have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
A little bit, because my dad's a big fan, so it was always on in my house.
That's my favorite episode.
Yeah, okay.
And they auctioned off the flute, and I tapped out at like $5,000. It went for 50.
50?
Yeah.
You gave it a go.
I love one-of-a-kind stuff. And could you imagine owning the handwritten lyrics to Bohemian Rhapsody?
That's wild. Yeah, I feel like you should throw your hat in there, but probably not going to get it.
No. You always, because there are so many people with more money than they know what to do with unless you win a Mega Millions jackpot.
That's true. That would be good.
$1 billion, $1.5 billion.
So much money. I cannot believe it. Now, here's the thing. Friday night came and went without anybody winning that jackpot. And in fact, Mega Millions has now had 31 straight drawings without a winner for the jackpot. It is now $1.55 billion. Next drawing tomorrow. I don't know. Do you think you'd work if you won?
I would work.
Yeah.
I don't think anything at work would bother me anymore. I think anything at work that did, I would replace.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
And that includes people. I
None of us, I hope.
Would you? No. It would just be Bender 13 Live.
Oh, dang. Welcome to Bender 13 Live.
Would you, like, if you won, I understand you may still work, but would you come to work the next day?
Ooh. I've always been like a real nerdy A+ student. I would probably like come in and then request some time off.
Request?
I know.
Request some time off.
I know.
Wow.
But, if you won all that money, one could say that you'd hop on the gravy train.
Oh, the segue of segues. Look at this.
But if you didn't win, you could still hop on this gravy train right here, okay? A $10 million gravy-themed roller coaster being built at the Holiday World theme park in Indiana. It sounds fake. It's very real. The park released an animation of what it's going to look like. So the ride, Bender, it's going to be a train that's shaped like a giant gravy boat, okay?
Is it shooting gravy at you like a log flume?
Ooh, I don't think so, but that's a good idea. Good idea. There will be cranberry-colored tracks. It will feature a 20-foot-tall whisk, an 18-foot-tall rolling pin, and a giant cranberry can. The coaster is set to open in May of next year. My question is, why?
Could you imagine being in that boardroom when somebody said, I have an idea, and they approved it? They said, absolutely.
Interesting. It sounds like some people really love Thanksgiving, so maybe this is their jam.
It's missing a loop.
Oh, I had to throw that one in for Carly. She's the pun girl,
That was really good. That was really good.
Oh, man. All right. Well, still ahead on Studio 13 Live, we are chatting with a branding expert, Kelsey Curtis, about the meaning behind colors, the message it sends about your business.
Up next, one mom taking multitasking to a whole new level, how she's using DoorDash to keep her baby sleepy. Next.
All right, this one's going to get people talking. So a police department in Illinois getting a lot of attention because of a recent Facebook post the department posted saying, if anyone mentions anything about pumpkin spice lattes to us today, we're going to have issues. Okay, so the post came with a silly photo of a fake citation saying, quote, the defendant had in their possession a substance containing pumpkin spice before September 1st. So when is it socially acceptable to get into that fall spirit, do you think?
Well, I mean, the question also comes down to it's the trendy thing to rip on people that are doing their pumpkin spice lattes. Because I believe that there are some probably watching right now, you know who you are, that can't wait for the sweaters and the hoodies and stuff to come back and do the pumpkin spice latte.
I know.
Do you like pumpkin spice latte?
I do not. I'm not a fan. I usually do whatever the other drink that, they usually do 2 seasonal drinks, and I'll do whatever the second one is, but not pumpkin spice girly. But I feel like I'm a fan of celebrating things, when they should be celebrated. So not all the time. It keeps them special. It keeps them special. I think more like late September, early October for the pumpkin spice.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if the pictures start to show up from your friends on Instagram and they're posting, even if you don't like it, are you still going to post it?
I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna like it because I also don't like to squash people's joy. Okay. I'm not a monster.
Okay. All right. How about this? One mom is taking her multitasking skills to a whole new level. She was struggling to get the baby asleep. So the one thing that worked was, of course, driving the baby around. Her husband was worried because she was burning a lot of gas, so she decided to sign up as a DoorDash driver. Now she DoorDashes during nap times, which keeps the baby asleep. She earns extra money and gives the car purpose. I never had that problem with any of my 3 kids.
Oh, nice.
And Jordan, my oldest, when he was little and wouldn't sleep, it wasn't the car. We would put his car seat on top of the dryer.
Oh, ooh.
And the dryer would go a lot throughout the day, but the vibration of the dryer
that helped.
Put him right to sleep.
Interesting. I have questions about the story, though, because at least, from the few parenting classes I took, you're not really supposed to leave them in there.
Leave the kid in the car, right.
So is there another person in there? Like, even if the car is on, you really shouldn't be leaving them in there.
That is, Mireya, that is a
I've got
brilliant
questions.
question because it was completely glossed over with the whole, wow, what a brilliant idea. Because you're driving around during nap time, kid. But you have to go in and get whatever food it is, and then you have to go drop
it off.
Oh, wow.
I wonder. Maybe she has some help. Maybe,
That is
hopefully.
that's brilliant. I wonder if anybody's asking that question.
I am today.
Okay.
All right, a scary moment involving roller coasters trending in Ohio. All right, take a look at this video here. A coaster at Cedar Point got stuck at the top of its peak. That thing is enormous. And riders had to like walk all the way down. A spokesperson for the park says that it was a standard ride stoppage, also referring to it as a check engine light situation. And at its highest, this ride is 200 feet tall. Standard, huh?
I don't, in all honesty, when this story broke and it had gone viral in the video and pictures, I'm like, what's the big deal?
What do you mean?
It is okay, so it's not like a loop. It's not like you're stuck upside down in the loop.
Down, right.
You're just up high and you're on a roller coaster. Clearly you're not that afraid of heights if you're on the roller coaster to begin with. And if you're stuck in all right.
But they had to walk down some stairs. I don't know, man. That would freak me out.
They had to walk down.
They had to walk down the steepest stairs.
I was not.
You were like, whatever?
Whatever.
All right.
Scroll on to the next story. Yeah, I'm sorry. Is that cruel? Am I insensitive to think that people were stuck on the roller coaster? Okay.
Nobody got hurt. It was fine.
How about this? If you're a fan of Monopoly and a fan of Scrabble, you can soon have the best of both worlds. This fall, the two classics are joining forces in Monopoly Scrabble. Players will build words to connect points. With those points, they're able to move around the board and claim property. Usually, Monopoly games go on pretty long, but this game is expected to wrap up in under an hour. So, yeah,
okay.
That's two board games that when was the last time you played Monopoly?
Oh boy, years ago, and there was like an electrical outage. That's when I was playing
You're doing it by
Monopoly.
candlelight?
Yeah.
When was the last time you played Scrabble?
Maybe a year ago. I'm not a big board game person because I fight. So you don't want to play board games with me.
You fight?
Yeah, I'm competitive and I get like snippy. You know?
Oh, I just found the next idea for Studio 13 on the road thing.
But I know this about myself, so I don't make people play with me. I have to like walk away and cool off when I play.
That is fantastic. You know, it was funny because Monopoly is also in the news today because somebody's trying to put together a movie based on the game Monopoly.
Okay.
So I don't exactly know how that would work.
Yeah.
And the Scrabble Monopoly thing also is kind of. But you do not appear to be the competitive type that would start fights.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like gonna punch you, right? But I just get real.
Like, would you flip the table?
I have not, but I have wanted to. I will say, I just am a grown-up and didn't do it. But you know, we all have our weak moments. Who
Are there
knows?
members of the family, like your husband's, like, oh no, don't even enter into the conversation with a game?
Yeah, my husband grew up playing board games, so he's like really cool with it, but we cannot play together. So.
Wow, I wonder if we went around the room here with all of the camera operators and so on, even people in the back in the booth, anybody by a show of hands would actually think that Mireya was the nasty one playing a board game?
No, because she's
Wow.
a joy to work with. That's right. That's what everybody's saying.
Okay.
All right, look. If you sleep in on the weekends, changing the subject, you might not want to actually sleep in on the weekends. A new study found out that changing your sleep schedule by more than 90 minutes can actually have negative consequences on your health. And researchers say that maintaining a regular sleep schedule that's easily adjustable life habit that can have a positive impact on your well-being. My sleep is all over the place, though, and you wake up pretty early as well.
Yeah.
So what do you
do? I am asleep by like 9:30, 10 o'clock every night.
That's late, though.
Alarm goes off at 3 a.m. And then on the weekends, I'm up by 8, so that's 5 hours longer than normal.
Yeah.
But you have the same kind of schedule, and you work a whole lot harder than I do.
You know, Bender, thank you for saying that. I don't think it's true, but thank you for saying it.
Aren't you here like all day? Like
I am
you
here.
do?
I'm here. So I wake up at 1:30 in the morning, and I go to sleep at 6. Though I go to sleep a lot earlier, you know, on the weekend I like to try and live a normal life. So yeah, I really bounce around.
And then you go on vacation, and everything gets screwed up.
Yeah, that really messes everything up, doesn't it?
The night before you come back to work, like for anybody, the night before you go back to work after vacation, nobody sleeps well. And
That's true. That's true.
How about this? If you like to work out but don't like to go super hard at it, this trend might be for you. It's called cozy cardio, and it's a more relaxed approach to cardio. Instead of an intense environment, you light candles, soft lighting, loose-fitting clothing. It's a low-impact workout, and you can avoid being intimidated by the gym.
It's like romance. What is happening here? Just go on a walk.
You're gonna light candles. You're gonna relax. If you want to do it, fine. If you don't, whatever. Like, what's the point of that? Because isn't the point, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the point of a workout to get the heart rate up?
Yeah, I think you got to get it up.
So if you're burning calories or if you're sweating, that's the whole point of the workout.
Yeah. It sounds a lot like low impact cardio, but you might not be getting your heart rate up. So then,
So then what's the point?
You're just kind of vibing, I guess. I don't know.
Because like if you're on the Peloton and you got the candles lit and the music's going and so on, and they're just yelling at you to pedal, but you're just
Whatever.
relaxing, you could just do that watching TV.
You know what my cozy cardio is?
Yes.
Is doing the Peloton at the lowest possible number that is still a workout. Like, because they give you a range, so I always pick the lowest one.
Do you honestly are concerned that people will click on your profile and then go into your individual workouts to see what kind of workout you're actually doing? Be honest.
I am a little worried about that. But look, spoiler alert, I do 20 and 30-minute workouts, and I'm almost always last, so it's fine.
Okay, good to know.
All right, the Barbie movie and Oppenheimer, they're causing a bit of a debate about etiquette because we have to argue about something. It turns out that a bunch of people are keeping their phones on to record the films. What? So they can post them on TikTok. On top of that, there's a bunch of reports that people are spending the dull points, if you will, of films scrolling instead of, you know, sitting there and watching the movie. They play on their phones. I am shook. That is so rude.
That would drive me insane. When you go to the movies, and if I can hear somebody whispering, it drives me crazy. If you can hear somebody halfway through the movie with their candy wrappers, or it drives me insane. If I could get the peripheral, I see somebody on their phone. Look, I don't mean to sound like a boomer, but for the love of God, watch the movie. Still to come.
Yes, I mean it'll stream, so it'll be fine.
That's
sorry.
right.
Sorry.
Do it at
I'm sorry.
home.
I'm sorry.
Do it
I'm
at
still
home.
on
It's
this.
fine. I can't pronounce that.
Oh yeah,
That's
so
up to-
it's Fog Rose Atelier.
There we go. Joining us in studio with a look at their 3-course ice cream and drink pairings, even with some sriracha ice cream.
Yum. But first, author and branding expert Kelsey Curtis showing us how to use color hues to send a message about your business. Stay with us. Colors have meaning, and it is important to choose the hue that best fits your message or your career.
Today, we're joined by author, photographer, branding educator, Kelsey Curtis, who's going to break down the best colors to use for your business. Kelsey, welcome to the show.
I'm so excited to talk to you. Oh my goodness, happy colorful day. Here we are.
are
I'm bringing
so
the color.
colorful. Look
We
at
got
you.
some black and white monochrome over
Yes,
here.
and you're saying hello.
Hello, we're here. Happy Monday. Let's talk about color.
Now, you help people define their brand and illustrate it through your photography, in your experience. How
Yes.
important are the color choices that people have on like a daily basis, let alone their business?
Exactly. That's the thing is that, yes, I'm a lifestyle branding photographer and I'm a branding educator, and a lot of people don't realize that colors have meaning. So we need to choose colors that represent us and our personality, whether it's our business or just in life in general. And so it's really important to choose colors for your photos, for your brand, all of that, that makes sense for you and how you show up. and choose colors that align with you and your story.
Beautiful. So in your book, The Connection Method, you really help people find their colors through branding words. How does that work? How do you find your color?
Yes, so branding words are the most important part of your brand. And a lot of people think you choose branding colors based on, oh, just what I like or what's trending. But you really need to be more intentional about that. And that's something I teach in the Connection Method, is to define your branding words. 3 to 5 words or phrases that define who you are, what you value, and what people can expect from you. And from there, you go to the branding word definition Bible and you find your branding colors, or your branding color Bible, basically.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So disappointed I didn't go with the red Jordans this morning.
I know,
should
you
have.
are
It's got a little
all
red.
right.
So this is wrong.
For your personality, I would never choose a white because it means clean and simple. Although, if we stroke the ego, it does also mean brilliance. So Bender the Brilliant.
I like it.
Today.
Or the messy
Wow.
and complicated.
Wow. Wow.
You're very off-brand today, Bender.
I am. I'm very off-brand. I mean, all summer I had the crown and the cloak and
Yes.
everything. Okay,
really
I should have
true.
gone with the brighter color. Okay.
Yeah, red is good.
So, all right, so let's go over the rainbow
Let's
then.
talk about
so
it. Let's
that's,
find Lucky
That's
Charms.
your palette. So
Yes.
you're talking bold colors, simple colors, lighter
Yes.
colors. So if somebody wants to come in with their business, where does one start?
So that's where we start with the branding words, finding out who you are and how you show up, and that'll kind of direct you. Are you bold? Are you welcoming? For example, if you're a bold brand, if you went with the red Jordans, it would be a perfect match because red is a bold color, and also, you know, navy is a authoritative color. So many different options that you can go with, and olive is about peace and harmony. But there's so many different colors, including burgundy and black and gold, that are perfect for bold brands.
Okay, so I have to point this out. The pictures you were just seeing, they're all you, right?
Yeah.
But it took me a second because it was a different vibe, which I think really illustrates your point. So talk to us about what a brand should consider if what they're trying to give off is like approachability or creativity.
Yes. Yeah, so on social media, I have a segment that I do on my Instagram called If Branding Colors Were a Person. And so I take on the persona of those colors. And if someone wants to be approachable, we're talking chartreuse, neon. We want to go bright. We want to go yellow. We want to go mauve. We want to go orange for welcoming and exciting. And those are the brighter colors that you want to really focus on for welcoming and creative brands, even turquoise as well.
So if you want edgy, if a company walks in and says, "Here's the deal,"
Yeah.
I want
Let's talk,
edge.
Benza. We want edge.
I want
we want
edge.
spice. What do we do?
What are you gonna give them?
I'm going to give him one of my branding colors. That's what we're going to do.
Oh.
I'm going to give him hot pink. Hot pink is your edgy, is your
I do
rebel,
love
is
that
your
color.
I'm going to color outside the lines color. And it is one of my key branding colors.
And it's trendy right now.
It is so, yeah, last year, I believe it was the color of the year, and it really is. Versace and all the designers realized what an awesome color hot pink is, and it is popping, especially with the Barbie movie.
Sure.
So
Absolutely.
I'm trending really hard right now with all of my colors.
To be fair, you did it first.
I did.
You know,
I did.
to be
I did,
fair.
yes.
Okay. Now, the question is, you're wearing a lot of beautiful colors today, for
Yes.
example, but are there too many? Do we need to focus on particular branding colors?
Yes, absolutely. So I always recommend choosing colors, 3 to 5 colors. You don't want to go overwhelming with the colors. Unless your branding color is rainbow, then have at it.
Right.
But I say choose 3 core colors that you focus on. For example, mine are hot pink, bright yellow, turquoise, and then you can build from there. But 3 to 5 is a really good place.
And you also help people understand the meaning of the branding colors through
Yes.
social media. Take a look at this.
yes.
A nice warm pumpkin soup for the top, but I'm gonna hang back at the cabin and read my favorite book. I've packed extra rations and bear spray, because you really never know. Has everyone downloaded the map to their phone? I've also printed up itinerary and summit goals for each of you. Gold, are you coming? TikTok? No.
No, I'm gold in that scenario.
You're not hiking?
I'm not hiking. I'm supporting others while they hike. Okay. Oh, I love that. So, okay, branding colors can be used, even in your personal life. So,
Yes.
kind of walk us through the impression that you can give if you're like, let's say, maybe going on a date.
Yeah, so when you're going on a date, you want to give the best impression, but you also want to give the genuine impression of who you are. And so wearing colors like a teal, which is welcoming, but also very practical, is a great way to show who you are, or white, Bender. Clean, simple, modern. Purple's very regal and spiritual, and then coral is just a bucket of fun where, you know, you really put the pinks and the orange together and it's colorful and welcoming. And so really choosing colors that you wear on your date can convey who you are without even having to say anything.
That's nice.
So it's really important to know your colors.
I missed the opportunity.
You missed
really
it big time.
I missed the opportunity for the colors to pop, to stand out.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm clean and simple.
You're
You know.
I feel like I'm making up for
You
you.
are.
For
You're
sure.
making up for both of us. Yes, yes.
Kelsey, we cannot thank you enough for coming by.
Yes.
We posted more info on your book and socials up on our website, fox13seattle.com/Studio13Live. Coming up on Studio 13 Live, we're going to be trying some ice cream and drink pairings. You take a look at the unique date night spot.
Yeah, and don't forget, if you missed anything from today's show, you can find it on our very colorful little website. Okay, head over to fox13seattle.com/Studio13Live.
I'm gonna make your day.
It's time for Seattle Sips, where we highlight some amazing drinks in our area. Fogos Atelier has a lovely afternoon tea. They also have a dessert-forward restaurant in Bellevue with ice cream and drink pairings.
Bender, that was very good because the button here went a lot faster than I meant it to, and I just flew through that text. A professional. Today we are getting a little taste of some of those offerings with founder and owner Quinn Dang and head bartender Coca Wynn. Welcome.
Thank you for having us. We're so good. We're so happy to be here.
You're fancy ladies. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. So you actually started out as a liquid nitrogen ice cream shop. Tell us a little bit about what inspired you to start your business and all the fun experiences you offer now.
Yes, absolutely. So I actually started out working as a civil engineer for 11 years and then decided that I wanted to do something a little bit more creative. I love desserts. So took a little break, went to Europe, and then came back and thought I would start a liquid nitrogen shop, ice cream shop. And so then it kind of, you know, I wanted to add more to it. And then we talked about doing a dessert lounge and bar. And so we opened a restaurant in 2019, 4 months before the pandemic, perfect timing.
Oh no.
And so we created this beautiful menu and we had to put everything on hold. But luckily, we're back and we're adding more program into the mix. And the cocktail and ice cream pairing has been really well received and is perfect for the summer season to experience the ice cream and the cocktail and mocktail together. Today we're doing the mocktail versions for you of the drinks. And Coca here can walk you through the drinks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Let's
So,
try. All right,
so
are we
you
ready?
guys have obviously unique flavors and so on. What do we begin with?
Yeah, so we're going to start with our Pandan in Paradise. We wanted to bring more of the Southeast Asia or Asia in general into, you know, Bellevue or just Seattle. And so we're using a lot of unique flavors. So first one I'm making is Pandan in Paradise. If you don't know what pandan is, it's just a leaf that's used all over Southeast Asia for flavorings. So we're going to start with some pandan juice, which is actually extract from the actual leaf.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And we're going to use also
Little ice. Okay.
little ice, and then we're going to use coconut, because who doesn't love coconut, right?
Ooh, is that like coconut cream, coconut milk?
Coconut cream. Yes, yes. And then we're going to just do a little bit of sweet and sour,
Very nice.
and that's it.
Oh, I love
Well,
that.
and
If
you
it were
add the-
not a mocktail, you could add some alcohol, but
Exactly,
we're not doing
exactly.
that today. Okay.
So it would originally come with rum,
Oh, okay. Yeah, so a very beachy.
coconut rum.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
See, I
so
have the beachy attire,
You
but
do.
I was told I was plain
Mr.
and simple.
Miami. I love this
Look at that.
color.
So this is actually the leaf itself, the pandan leaf.
Ooh, beautiful.
Yeah. And then just a little bit of coconut.
Look at how pretty that is. And I get to try this, right?
Yes.
Beautiful. And what is the ice cream that goes with it?
The ice cream is a liquid nitrogen ube ice cream. And we make our ice cream with liquid nitrogen because it's a different process that yields a really creamy, dense texture, similar to gelato, but we don't have to go as high in fat content to create
Oh, nice.
the creaminess.
Okay.
Yeah. And ube is a really unique flavor. It's a purple yam. And it's, it's nice and sweet that balance out with the pandan mocktail in this case.
So good.
It's going to be your new breakfast.
I know.
Make this a
What a
regular thing.
great breakfast. Oh my goodness.
It's just paradise
Wow.
in your mouth.
It really is. It feels very vacation-y.
That's
It's
what we
very
aim for.
vacation-y, okay? And you actually can order a 3-course cocktail and ice cream pairing, okay? So we have some other ones here. Walk us through the combinations.
Yeah.
What do we have right
So
here?
the next one is our lychee in bloom. I don't know if you're familiar with lychee, but so there's lychee martinis all over Seattle, and so we're thinking, how do we do another martini that will elevate? We added protein, so there's egg white in here.
Oh, nice.
And we use
I'll
Yeah.
wait till you're done.
also just
Chug it.
infused lychee vodka. But yes, chug
Beautiful,
away.
beautiful.
And then on top is our lychee tea.
Ooh, very
Don't spill it.
nice. Don't
There's a
spill
lot.
it. Da-dum,
And
da-dum,
that
da-dum.
foam is all that egg white on top. So protein,
Is that yummy?
fruit.
Very good.
Thank you.
So then what is this here then?
That is a jackfruit ice cream. And so jackfruit is nice and sweet. It balances out a little bit of the tartness of the mocktail. And it has a floral flavor, which also adds to the experience. So
Very good.
Yummy.
Yeah, this is really good.
you can go back.
It's all yours.
Awesome.
It's all
And
yours.
what's next right
It's
here?
like a creamsicle.
Yes.
Really?
Between the ice cream and the drink.
Oh, yum.
Yeah.
So the next one is pho. Everybody
Oh,
knows
okay.
pho.
Yes, of course.
And it's very important to our tradition. It was very important to make something that wasn't just a bowl of pho handed to you.
Sure.
It's a beautiful cocktail. Infused duck fat whiskey is what we would normally use at the restaurant, but there's no whiskey here. Okay.
So this is savory.
Exactly.
Savory.
Okay. And then it's, star anise, lime, basil, everything that would come in a bowl of pho in
All
a
right.
cocktail.
So this one is a little more adventurous.
It's adventurous,
Yeah?
it's spicy. I hope you like spice.
And of course, we pair that with our
Ooh.
sriracha ice cream.
Well, that's really good, actually. Oh, different, but good. And this is the sriracha ice
It's a
cream.
sriracha ice cream that, of course, you have to have sriracha when you have pho. So
Okay,
different.
It sounds crazy when you hear it, but it's so good. It's so different, and that does have a little kick to it. It does have a little kick. All right.
Now you guys also do catering and you do custom cakes.
we do, yes.
What kind of stuff have you done in the past for clients?
Because for 22 months we couldn't open the restaurant, so we had to venture out and do a lot of work off-site. And so we're very lucky to have private clients as well as nonprofit clients that we cater to for fundraisers as well as private parties, and those have been really fun.
Amazing. We cannot wait to try some more of this. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna make